What's up, guys? It's Casey Zolgman, aka the 4th Sanderson Sister, coming at you with another Hocus Pocus video. In today's video, we will be taking a magical trip into the worlds of both the Sanderson Sisters and Hogwarts, as I determine what Patronus each witch could cast. Now, the Sanderson Sisters have already been sorted into their Hogwarts houses, which you can watch that video by clicking on this thing right here. So I'll reference their houses at the beginning of each section. Now, to cast Expecto Patronum, the witches will have to think of some happy memories to power their magic for a change, instead of, the usual mischief and mayhem. So I wonder what they would come up with. We're going to talk about that too. So think of some happy memories that Hocus Pocus gave to you, and let's see what type of Patronus Sarah, Mary, and Winifred would cast. Of course, the eldest is up first. Confident in her abilities, Winifred Sanderson of Ravenclaw House prepares to conjure her Patronus for the first time. But does she have enough happy memories to pull it off? Winifred's happiest memories would stem from spell casting and, of course, her mother. She remembers the wonderful time she had singing and casting a spell on the adults of Salem in 1993, the joy she felt when she turned young and beautiful again. She recalls her mother's voice, her magic lessons, and utters the words, Expecto Patronum. Out of her lightning explodes a corporeal Patronus in the form of a rune spore. The rune spore is a 3-headed snake often associated with dark magic users. Well, that's Winifred Sanderson, all right. The rune spore's 3 heads actually serve 3 different functions. The first head decides what the creature will do, like moving around, attacking prey, etc. The second head often drifts off into fantasy, and the third head, the most important, is the one that criticizes the other 2. Gee, who does that sound like?
Sniff them out, Betty. There. Oh, I can't. They've gone too far. I've lost them. I'll have your guts for garters, girl. Confound you. I've lost my power. Enough. Sorry, wrong boy. Oh, sorry, Winnie.
Why was I cursed with such idiot sisters?
Just lucky, I guess.
The rune spore perfectly reflects the Sanderson sisters' relationship. The 2 heads that get criticized will actually often cut off the head of the critic. However, the rune spore does not live long after the critical head is severed. Much like Winnie and her sisters, she criticizes them quite often to the point where Mary and Sarah retaliate, like they did in a deleted scene, the infamous pool scene, which I reviewed all of the deleted scenes in a previous video, which you can watch by clicking on this thing right here. They didn't accidentally knock Winifred into the pool. They pushed her on purpose, but without Winifred, they would be lost. The rune spore Patronus reflects in its master the traits of someone who is very precise in their decision-making. They can drift into deep thought, be overly critical, or if they fail to criticize themselves, they do not gain any life experience or even move forward. From the Patronus Library on Tumblr, the final description reads, "Not all decisions are correct, not all dreams lead you to where you're destined to be. If the criticizer is not present, these inaccurate paths will lead to a dead end, essentially." This being said, those who continue to deal with the critic grow to be incredibly powerful. These witches and wizards who can come to terms with their flaws, to learn to work with their weaknesses, and use it to their advantage. They are incredibly wise and often live to bring greatness to their names. Winifred reflects all of these traits, both personally and in her relationship with Mary and Sarah. Not every decision she makes is correct, as we are well familiar with.
Winnie, we'll make more potion because, Winnie, we have the money.
We haven't the time. Besides, I want to get that little rat-faced kid that called me.
And it eventually does lead the girls to a dead end. However, she fulfills the criticizing role for both her sisters and herself. When she can't remember the potion ingredients, we see how hard on herself she is.
There's no such thing as chunks. You're right. And it's no use. I don't remember the ingredients. I've got to have my book!
Winifred is extremely powerful, and she lives to be the greatest witch she can be, so the rune spore is the form her Patronus would take. Second born to the Sanderson family is Mary of Hufflepuff House. While we don't see her conjure much magic apart from her unique tracking, there's a Patronus in there somewhere. Mary calls back to her childhood with her family, learning magic, playing outdoors, and her mother's scorpion pie. She thinks of calming circles with her sisters and laughing at the result of a spell they just cast. With an utterance of Expecto Patronum, we see Mary's Patronus materialize from her palm in the form of an Irish wolfhound. I bet you guys were expecting me to say a bloodhound, weren't you? But nope, it missed the mark by that much. However, this canine also has a fantastic sense of smell, so we're still going there. Mary embodies the Irish wolfhound in her personality, as its strengths are hard work, strength, and a calm, gentle demeanor. Bearers of this Patronus also find being useful comforting. Mary works tirelessly to be useful to Winifred in every sense of the word, even when it seems kind of silly.
Do you want to hit me? Will that cheer you up? Okay.
This is the end.
No.
I feel it.
Okay.
We are doomed. I feel the icy breath of death upon my neck. Mary,
What?
take me to the window.
Yes, Winnie.
I wish to say goodbye.
Yes, Winnie.
She even makes sure Winifred knows how useful she is being at any given moment.
I noticed Sister Sarah isn't helping.
I lured the child here.
And Winnie often uses her as her right-hand witch. Irish wolfhounds also represent a sense of strong loyalty and protectiveness towards the people they love. Mary, as we know, protects her sisters to the best of her ability at any given time and will not abandon them when things get rough. She doubles down and fights for them just like the Irish wolfhound Patronus will do for her.
Ah! On the ground! On the ground! Sisters!
She is able to take charge when Winifred is in a tizzy, as shown in the calming circle scene, which gives off an air of her quiet, grounded assertiveness. The Irish wolfhound Patronus instills these qualities in its master, and Mary is perfect for that. She brings her sisters back to the moment when they are getting carried away by panic and planning. This Patronus also perfectly mirrors the calming circle, as it has the power to defend its user against high anxieties and fear. That is Mary's forte. Its presence is calming as it wards off darkness and protects its user. Mary's personality of hard work, desire to be useful at all times, loyalty, protectiveness, lovingness, and calmness all reflect in the Irish wolfhound Patronus, so it makes the perfect guardian for her. Last but certainly not least is the youngest sister, Sarah Sanderson of Slytherin House. She is arguably the happiest member of the family, finding joy in even the most insignificant of places and things. Her Patronus would be fairly powerful as she concentrates on her memory of her mother, her many frolics with Billy Butcherson, whom she loved so much, and all the little words and phrases that made her dance and laugh even in the darkest of times. With a swish and flick of her fingers and the exclamation of Expecto Patronum, silver mist glides out of Sarah's fingertips to take the form of an ossicat. Ossicats are domesticated ocelots that are full of energy. They are extremely playful in nature and very sociable creatures. Sometimes people even call them the dog of the cat world. We know for a fact that Sarah Sanderson is extremely playful and full of energy, given her many, many, many moments in Hocus Pocus.
Hold me.
What a pretty spider.
Oh, I can't. They've gone too far. I've lost them.
I'll have your guts for garters, girl! Confound you! Danny, wake up.
She is also sociable at all times, making a new friend everywhere she goes, usually male ones.
Hey, Buttercup, anybody ever tell you you're very easy on the eyes?
And now you're mine.
Ossicats are prone to being extremely loving and loyal to their masters, reflecting the traits of lovingness and loyalty in their witch. Sarah undoubtedly loves Mary and Winifred and even remains loyal to them after being hurt. Winifred killed Billy, whom Sarah had fallen in love with, but even after such horrible heartbreak, she remains loyal to her family, even the sister who broke her, which is surprising. That is another trait that reflects in the Ossicat Patronus. The love of subverting expectations. Sarah loves surprising people, especially her sisters, by doing something smart when she's considered an idiot. Like, you know, this!
Oil of boil and a dead man's nose.
Dead man's toes!
Sarah subverts everyone's expectations of her by being far more intelligent than she is given credit for, even going as far as to stumble onto something that her sisters didn't notice.
Sarah!
Sarah also has a rebellious side as compared to her sisters, who typically fall in line with each other. She tends to move to the beat of her own drum rather than being serious all the time. Of course, cheating with Winifred's boyfriend and ultimately falling in love with him is pretty rebellious in itself, but suggesting her sisters try something outside the norm of Winifred's ideas is also reflective of the rebellious trait. Sarah is a free spirit bound to her family, but allowed to do her own thing for the most part. Her unique power of hypnotic voice gives her room for creativity and fun, as it could be adapted to other situations than just children. Ossicat Patronuses also come from witches and wizards with a dark side. Sarah, on the surface, is a happy-go-lucky witch with no time for negativity, but there is a dark, cruel side to her underneath, especially towards those outside of her family. We see glints of this dark side throughout the story, and it makes you think of what might happen if someone hit just the right button to make her angry, not just on behalf of her family. All of these factors together give us the perfect Patronus for Sarah Sanderson, the Ossicat. So there we have it. Those are my picks for the Sanderson Sisters Patronuses. What do you guys think? Do you agree with my selections, or would you see them casting a different corporeal Patronus? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, if you are new to my channel, please remember to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't. It's free, it helps me, and what helps me helps you guys get more great content like this. As you have subverted my expectations, we have hit 1,000 subscribers before September, before even August. We hit it way earlier than I thought, and you have earned the Hocus Pocus livestream watch-along on September 29th. With that said, I'm upping the ante a little for you. If we can hit 1,200 subscribers by September 15th, I'll do the livestream in full costume as one of the Sanderson sisters, but I'm not telling you which one. You'll find out when you turn on the computer, and there I am. I know it's a stretch, but I think we might be able to do this. If you're a regular on the channel, please remember to drop a like and leave your thoughts on this topic down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Casey Zogelman, aka the 4th Sanderson Sister, and I'll see you witches and wizards later.
I am